learned from the lesson. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your Watchlist coming into July 10th, 2020, and the stock market is going crazy, but we're going to talk about how I turned $500 into $2,500 on a recent earnings play, and we'll even cover $30 into $130, and then we're going to go over what happened in the market today, as well as everything else in the plays for tomorrow. So I know the titles get repetitive, so I will just tell you how much we make every day because it is showing how crazy the market is, ladies and gentlemen. We had a lot of activity, no activity today, but today was surprisingly big, and we saw a lot of weird things. I'm going to go over it with you guys with the currency. We saw TLT low-key pull the 6.9. It's getting crazy out here. We haven't really seen bonds move like this in a while, and if you've been keeping up with the watch list and all of this stuff we've been talking about, this divergence between bonds and everything, this was very important. So I'm giving this to you right away, right off the bat. This was a weird inflection point. I made a big play today. We did IWM, so we'll cover that play as well too. But again, similar theme to yesterday. There's a lot happening in the market, a lot of things developing, but the market has literally stayed flat these last 4 days. We're coming into an important time for the market, so things are going to get interesting. I hope you're ready, but let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed, and if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free 99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. You can post the plays, see the plays, watch the watch list, come to life, and tomorrow is Bring a Friend to Cult Day. So a lot of you are familiar and may not be familiar, but we are actually a cult, organized and recognized. God bless you. Well, kind of. I mean, it depends. Cults are it's a very loosely, widely criticized topic, but I could spend this whole watch list talking about it. I just encourage you to tell a friend, and I'll see you there in the morning. Yeah, second link, huh? Or somewhere down there. And the most important thing you need to do, post your watch list below. Let us know what you're looking at. Got any plays, comments, remixes, anything, post them below and source that info. But right off the bat, I'm very excited. Today was crazy, but not crazy. Again, a lot of different headlines, weird moves with currencies and bonds like I told you about, but there was overall kind of fear of jobs getting cut and economic slowing down, which is kind of weird given a lot of the economic optimism we saw earlier in the week, but there was a few different things that happened, and we saw some different weird, interesting escalations. One of those being deaths went up. So some are saying it's delayed, and this is very new, but pretty much I think we saw 189 deaths in California, which is crazy because that means the numbers are coming back up again, and now that could change a few things. So that's getting the market worried. Again, the closures and not the reopenings, all that stuff. But we also saw some China tension today too. There was some ruling on like Huawei, but then also like talks of TikTok. And then there was even stuff of like Trump's lawyer got arrested. Again, there was like a lot of stuff swirling. Again, today was a weird day, but this is where things were crazy because oil was really bad, and we saw oil move bigger than we ever have in a, not ever, but in a really long time. And you guys could see this purple chart is China, and this actually gives you another interesting look, but you could kind of see it was a pretty decent red size. Again, like I'm saying, oil really, after it bounced from $11, it has been holding this $30, $40 level pretty solid. But we did see oil numbers and oil activity today. Okay? It dropped, and again, that purple line is China, and that's one thing to notice is that recently as our market was going up, notice we've chilled out the last 4 days, but don't forget how we opened Monday. Remember, China gapped up 6%. There is low-key another China bubble brewing. So China's kind of in a bubble mode. It's very weird to think about. So if you guys want, remind me, we'll bring up the 20-year, see, because then this brings up what led into 2015. If you guys remember 2015, we did $2,000 to $250,000. There's a lot of different stuff, but this China oil thing goes deep, baby. Sorry, I really like it, and it fascinates me. Shout out macroeconomics. We love you. But hang with me here. That was one important thing today. Oil caused some of the movements that we saw. Again, we were down like 460 at one point. Surprisingly bigger for today considering we didn't really move too much. And again, at one point we were kind of free falling. Then it based out. This is the oil stuff started coming out. Oil started dropping, but then now bonds. So this was TLT. This was big. And if you guys want to even bring up the 10-year, all of a sudden bonds, remember, we were saying if they were coming back up, and then remember in the beginning of June when TLT had that spike. So if you guys remember, we called this out. Again, we've been looking at this for a long time. There's your June 8th, 6th movement right there. That's around that time frame. So we've been looking at this. You remember how bonds were kind of uptrending, but why are people rushing back into bonds? And now look at this level and compare this to the peak of when everything was going to crap. So this is very, very important because it's weird. Because remember I'm saying it's like the people with all the money ain't freaking out. Now Uncle's like, why the people with all of the money freaking out? And I'm like, I don't know. I do country. So, but this was actually very, very surprising and important. And then now the second part, this is what I mean with currencies. When we get into the plays, you will see this justified a big play. The Nigerian currency was floated. Now, I think it was because of an IMF decision that says that they have to weaken or that they should, but even then, you could see this currency doesn't move a lot, but you could bring it out on like the 10-year, and I know it says Chinese yuan right here, but we entered in the currency. This is the Nigerian currency, and we talked about this on stream so you guys could see it, but over the last 10 years even, you could see the currency does not fluctuate a lot. Even from 2015 to 2016, it didn't even move. And then boom, this happened on Brexit. And then would you guys notice enough, March 15th, or I believe 9th or March 9th, it was like in the middle of it if we go back into it. I remember when this happened, but this also preceded the big Corona drops. They weakened their currency. They did it during, so they kind of responded later. But this is a thesis I've documented over the years, but pretty much anytime I see a global currency do this, especially one that's fixed, and this one's linked to oil because it's Nigeria, I usually, the way I interpret that is the foreign country government, they are anticipating a shock, or in this case, if it's the IMF and they're forcing structural changes, that means something's wrong. Just like when the Fed did the stress test with the dividends, they're like, no, you guys can't keep up like this. You got to change something. But I'm pretty much expecting volatility. So this with TLT kind of snitching, doing its thing, this caught my attention, but now the market moved really slow. And again, the market hasn't been doing anything. It's kind of in this earnings mode. So earnings mode may be the key, and here might be the secret for you. We're going to get plays. We already got our big plays, but be very, very careful because now the market may diverge, and if bonds go lower, but the market holds up, it is just going to wait till earnings, and there's going to be the Grim Reaper for Q3. But he's going to strike the individual companies, not necessarily the S&P. So I'm throwing that out there. Let's see how that plays out. We'll take a look. But that is pretty much it. We made a lot of plays. We have a lot of plays to go over. I will not delay. So let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, the first play that I made today was IWM, but I'm sure you guys are interested in this $500 into $2,500. That is the title of this video, but it relates to this IWM. We talked about this on stream. I got these profits, but I used these profits to kind of act on this thesis where we could get pump faked by the market. The bonds could easily, again, they're very slow and we're very jumpy considering the market environment, but the idea is I'm pretty much parlaying the profit, and that's what justified me taking some of this risk here. So if you guys remember, we talked about this at the beginning of the week. These were these Amazons. We got these on July 2nd. We bought them at $543. I bought 3 of them that day. They shot up to $1,000 or $920. I sold back 2, got my initial investment back, made this contract free, and then I held this one up until today. It sucks because I sold it like middle of the day at $2,500 and it closed at $4,100. Oh my God. So I sold early and I kind of missed out opportunity cost, but what I did was I went to this IWM play. So with all this going on, my idea with this play, you can see here, I said I'd buy it now. It's crazy out the money. It has a little bit more time. And again, you will lose on this trade. Again, nothing is a recommendation. Option trading, extremely risky. You can't lose almost financial, lose on financial advisor, purpose only. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. But we've lost on this play. We have Septembers. We bought these at $1,900, 38 cents a pop. They're going for $7 now. So we got clapped on this before, but I could pretty much do this every month, $2,000, $3,000, and I'm buying insurance with the $500 hit I just made most of the time if you put it into perspective. So I'm going about them strategically. However, these plays are risky. It's out the money. My idea with this is buy it cheap now. If the volatility, again, the market's been holding up here for the last 4 days. Let's say it does persist before or after the volatility. I'm hoping to flip the premium on that or be able to ghetto spread it, because I was going to do a debit spread to open the play, but I was just like, well, I might as well buy these naked. if I'm right in the next few days, because it has enough time, I should be able to just turn it into a ghetto spread, and then we'll be good to go. So that was the first play I did. It was big. I bought 200 of the IWM October 60. So I thought I got filled. I put in my order at 15, but it filled me apparently at 14. I thought I got in at 15, but I got 200 of these at 60 cents a pop. And we're going to be holding these probably till October, or my exit plan is going to be ghetto spread them. If I could get these October, if these 55s pretty much shoot up in value in the next week or month after earnings, if volatility goes up, then we should be able to get flip out of that. But that was the first play. I'm going to skip to another crazy play because you guys saw me do this yesterday. So remember, this play was crazy. It's a credit spread, but given kind of what I saw in the market and even the profit, I just kind of, I'm not scalping, but like the premium because it's just easy. I don't know. I like it. Usually I take 50%, but since I did a bigger trade, it was 30%. I was like, well, it was how much I waited 2 weeks for on the other play, so I took it. But remember this Walmart play from yesterday? We sold 10 of these contracts at 53 cents, and then today I bought them back at 35 cents. So pretty much I sold them for $500. There was 10 contracts. On Walmart, the stock went up, so these puts, I shorted them. The puts got cheaper. I bought them back at 35 cents. I shorted them yesterday at 50. The 15-cent difference on 10 contracts is $150. I made $150. I think I got like 180. Oh, yeah, because I sold it for 53, so that's an extra 30. There you go. So if you guys remember, I closed out this Facebook the other day. That's how much I made on this Facebook. So I was like, and I was down $2,000 on this play. So I was like, well, might as well just sell these now and get my buying power back, and I could go sell another one. But that was another play we made, the second one. And then we even had another crazy play. Man, again, we've had a pretty wild week, and even last few weeks, if you guys have been paying attention here. So shout out to Cole, baby. Love you, Chad. But we did AMCX. So this one, I'm still holding it. I just wanted to make them free because we got a lot of the juice afterwards. I thought we were late, and then it wasn't the option premium, but the underlying. We literally moved another $2 after we got in off the first pop off of even bigger volume. So it even held up an extra $1, and on a stock this small, that's a pretty big percentage. So what we did, AMCX got, look, I was going to get 20 of these. Oh, man, at 30 cents, but I was like, nah. I thought I was going to snake the chain, but then it was, what's it called? I knew it wasn't going to fill me, so I was like, I'm just going to go less and get a shittier call. Hopefully you guys could, this is a good learning lesson just from the alerts, not the stream alerts, but shout out to stream alerts. These are just my alerts, on here. But you can see I put in the first order. The news came out that they're hiring somebody to sell their company, or they want to be going for sale. They have a really small market cap, and pay attention, this is AMCX. A lot of people traded just AMC, I believe. So completely different company and trade. So keep that in mind, AMCX. But I ended up getting filled. It shot the stock up. I thought we were late, but we had a big discussion on this, and I saw the chain. It was the whole, if you guys haven't seen the video, how I beat the market maker. It was flashing the 480 signal, 440 on everything. I don't really like trading these companies, but I was like, all right, man, the option chain's going crazy. You could see I wanted to spend 30 cents on contracts. That was $600, but I was like, if I didn't get filled on that, I canceled the order, went right away. I said, okay, I'll spend 300, budget it, boom, got it. And within 4 minutes, as you see here, 4 minutes, because the underlying went crazy. This had nothing to do with option premium because this was a big enough gain. I got 400% almost instantly. So what did I do? I sold 3 of these back for $1.34, $1.33. I got like $400 something back. I spent $300 for all 10. As you see here, those are the AMCXs. I got my 7 of them left. Bottom at 30 cents. So I'm just holding the rest now. I got all those for free. All my initial balance in cash is good to go. So that was the second play we made today. I'd watch them. Again, premiums are going to be outrageous at this point, but watch them, even watch them for the shares, but that's the other one. Then the next play that I also have on the list that we made, I'm going to be watching this. They're just expensive. I need to see how we could actually get a good position, because remember, I played these earlier in the week in July, and notice how it's been rotating, but it's, again, we got to burn a week. We lost on it. We're down. Lost like 160 or 180 on the first Myrna play we made at the beginning of this week or last week, but now it's going back in. I grabbed another one. I got more time. August 90 call. I got one at 275, so still spent a lot of money. Only bought one contract, but not too crazy. And then finally, the last play that we said watch out for, I did a Boeing string. So we played both sides. This covers earnings. I did September. Like I said, Boeing could pretty much do anything, and I think they got news earlier today that kind of helped them drop. I forgot what it was about. I think they were getting probed by the FAA. But what I did, I got 2 of the puts, the 110 puts at 155, spent about $300. Bought 2 of the September 340 calls, spent $300. The idea is $600 both ways. I'm hoping that the stock is going to move enough in volatility or intrinsic move to just cover $600. So by expiration, that means the stock either has to go to 110 or below or higher than 340 by expiration, or if shortly after it makes a big move, we could profit off of selling the extrinsic. So that was the final play that we added today. And then lastly, there was the NVIDIAs. Remember, we had those August contracts. I brought those up at the beginning of the week. We got those at 60. They're at 150, but you'll notice something. I sold out 10 of them at 126. I pretty much got my initial investment back. I bought 20 for 60 cents. That's $1,200. I got my $1,200 back, and now I have 10 of these all for free. But they're at 156. NVIDIA ended up closing higher, but the thing about it was I sold these at 10.12. So I got a 126, but then when the stock was back at the same price later in the day, these were going for like 130 or 140 still. And even then, they're at 150 now. So they value weird. They have a lot of time. They're at the money, but I think I'm going to hold these one coming into earnings. That's why I just wanted to get my initial investment back, but it's growing a big position, but I think I'm just going to ride this out and hold it. But if you're holding this, be careful, take profits. If you haven't, I'm making it free. I may get tempted to just snibble a little. Maybe if I get like extra 500, only hold 1,000, or maybe take 1,000 cash. Hold 500 could be good enough for me. We'll see. But watching the video, told you they were going to go crazy yesterday, and they are going crazy indeed. But that is pretty much it. Tomorrow is going to be Friday. It's going to be fun. I still like the Disney play. I'm still holding that. If anything, we're going to be writing out everything. What I'm going to be looking for is earnings Grim Reaper plays to kind of set up. I got that big IWM pit. That's going to give me the insurance. We have the earnings play. Be cautious of this earnings because I feel like this earnings is getting exciting with some of these run-ups, but I don't want to get too tricked. So I'm gonna keep my eye out for some opportunity here, but we're going to just be writing out the rest of the plays. The Disneys did good. If you guys want to see them, I am going to look to sell some premium tomorrow. Again, that's why I did that Walmart. I covered the Walmart. I'm trying to at least sell premium once a week to just get some free money. If you guys have noticed, we've been doing that, but I'm going to look for some premium sales. As far as everything else, we're just going to be holding the plays. You know, here's those Walmarts from yesterday that we got. I'm holding those. Those are up 57%. So those are January. Again, I like Walmart. I think it's going to go crazy. I could sell and get initial investment back almost, but I'm going to be writing it out here. Those A-nets went crazy. Again, these were plays we made at the beginning of the week. They're doing fine, but then where's Disney? I think Disney got a little bit clapped. Yeah, we lost 150 on them today, but they went up a little bit, then came down. Yeah, they keep holding this 40, but a lot of activity on these contracts every single day. So I'm still holding them. I don't know why. I'm believing in it. I know Disney's a weird mover, if you guys remember, but we got a decent amount of time. I'm going to ride it out, so we'll see what happens. But that is pretty much it as far as everything else. Yeah, that's all I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching Spotify, Shopify, some of the big movers, but we already have our hand in the cookie jar on a lot of the other stuff. So remember, we got Facebook's, everything else. We're just riding it out. Watch for these global macro indicators, but now I think I'm going to be going on the hunt. We got some good calls for earnings run-ups. We got information and data today. Hunt for the Grim Reapers tomorrow. It's going to be Froggy Friday. Bring a friend and Colt. It's going to be excited, but that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to be able to celebrate success on any level, whether you got it or you don't, baby, because there's going to be a lot of it with earnings. There's a lot happening. Watch the bonds and currencies. It's slow. It's fast. When they act slow, you go fast. When they act slow, fast, you know what to do. But I hope the budgets are balanced, and I hope you're in the game, baby. But the code loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.